The quickest war, tier 1, Masters tier fights you will ever see in your life. 3 very tough defense. Welcome back to the channel. All right, it is time for the highlights of Week 1 War Season 28. I did do a video specifically for War 1. I wanted to have a lot of fun with it. Legacy plays pre-fights for me. I will link that video at the end of the description. In fact, you know what? I'll even throw a card up here. I think it was a good video. Lots of interesting fights. I know how war videos are, and I tend to get a lot of Magneto fights. And so I am potentially not going to include them unless something very, very unique, special, or interesting happens in them. And I'm also going to try this format where I'm going to do highlights of the week, something I think we can learn from, it's exciting, or something unique or new happens. So here we are, we're gonna go into Week 1. There are a couple Magneto fights that I am not showing. I will reference them as I can. This was the weekend war here. We're gonna be going up against this MCoC. The one thing I want to show is this power alternator, right? When you're going up against MCoC, his SP2, if it's thrown and hits into your block, can do significant damage. It is evadable. I don't think it's one of the hardest ones to evade. But in war, where the pressure is a little bit higher, if you're familiar with my channel, you're familiar with my streams, I always say, war is the one where the deaths really do bother me. That's the one where I'm focusing. I want to find quiet. I want to find some peace. So I really just wanted to make sure that in all situations, no matter what was going on, if power alternator triggered, I would not be pushing him to his SP1. Now, I've got a rank 3 Apocalypse here, and so this is a beautiful, beautiful thing. I am able to do a significant, as you saw, amount of damage off of my SP1. This was the weekend. Some of you seeing this for the first time, you're like, you're back in 4 Loki. I have been back. I've been back for a few months now. I had some extensive conversations with Taters, who is the leader of my BG. He really felt like he could make my schedule work and still be helpful, at least not a hindrance to my BG. And so far it is working beautifully. This was a weekend. We had a birthday party for my daughter this day, and I was still able to war and feel like I was able to do a few helpful things for my alliance. It was the end of the night there. You see a few little mistakes being made, but the point was I just wanted to focus on making sure I didn't somehow spend or send MCoC to 2 bars of power. If I had, I would have evaded it. But why get myself in that situation? It's a slow moving special with his bat, I think it is, flying across the screen. Why even do that to yourself? Now, I wanted to show this because this is the next war now. We did win that war. It was a great war. We're up in this. This is my first fight of our 3rd war of the week. I'm against this kinetic transference Red Goblin. I even checked, I'm like, why am I not taking this with Archangel? And then I remembered, I'm going to be making Archangel a horseman, and Apocalypse does need to get a fight under his belt before he can make a horseman and use that ability. So kinetic transference, I'm just going to be wanting to be mindful of Red Goblin's bar here. I want to bait the SP1s. I believe Lizer planned this one out. She gave me some really great fight details. Just said, make sure you bait the SP1. Did a couple of duels and thought, okay, it's a dash back right there. And then another little dash back. Not too bad at all. And I just wanted to show you this in case you find yourself on a similar placement. Again, my Apocalypse is already all ramped up there because of Cable. So you saw we're 1 special into the fight and Red Goblin's already at about 54% health. My daughter, whose birthday party I just referenced, decided to come into the room and start talking to me. And she's young enough where I can't just say, hey, sweetheart, please give me a few seconds. So I was kind of talking to her while doing this fight. I wasn't overly concerned. I felt like if it got in real trouble, I would just have paused it. I remember thinking pretty clearly that, and I was starting to consider it here as I'm getting backed up. But I know Apocalypse here is probably going to be able to finish this off for me. If I can bait 1 more special, I'll go in, throw my special 1, bring Red Goblin down pretty darn low, and then probably be able to finish him off with a combo if I even need to. And you're going to see that's exactly what I'm going to do here. There we go. So now my Apocalypse is, he started the fight all charged up, but now he actually has the ability to make a horseman. And now prepare to see some of the quickest war tier 1 Masters tier fights you will ever see in your life. 3 very tough defenders. And we're going to dial it in. I'm showing this part because you always want to make sure that these pre-fights get they get activated, right? I did notice I had an alliance mate. He was assigned to place guidance for me. Thank you, Mad Cat. I appreciate it. I went and I had made sure it was there, and then something happened with my game. It paused, and it got me a little bit concerned. So I was very, very safe, even placing my own pre-fight. My Horseman, I was able to feel confident it was going to land. I'm glad I backed out. And then watch this. And now, a lot of us have talked before. I know that there's the theory out there that you don't need to get the extra SIGs on your Archangel. And I get it. I don't think he's one that you necessarily have to rush to get up. But my Archangel is now, some of them are natural dupes, is up into I think like the SIG 140, 150 range. I've now got 4 neurotoxins. If I only had 3, I would not have to worry about this node at all. You see, I was not concerned about encroaching sun. I did not throw my special. I decided to save it in case somehow something else went horribly, horribly wrong. It obviously is not. And that fight took about 35 seconds to kill a rank 3 Sasquatch. Big, beefy boy. So 21 hits. Now, speaking of big, beefy boys, if you saw my last war video, you know I talked about Immortal Abomination and how unless the placement is redoubled determination, this is like, you know, we talk about Archangel. He is amazing if you can bleed them, if you can poison them. Well, if they're actually applying poisons to themselves, he's even better. And Immortal Abomination, especially Awakened, starts off the fight with poisons, and then if he gets to his SP1, we'll throw the SP1 and put even more poisons on himself. Look at this. This guy had hundreds of thousands of health, and just watch how quickly this fight goes. This is a Horseman Archangel, so my ability accuracy is up, and you're going to see here, I think it's after this last heavy, or maybe it's even just now. I'm going to bait this. I just wanted to watch him bleed out. I just wanted to watch him die. So I hung out in the corner. I do believe that might be my fastest kill with my Archangel, maybe ever. 9 hits. 9 hits do hundreds of thousands of damage in tier 1 war. Had to take a screenshot to show my BG. Now, if you've been watching my war videos for a while, you know that Nick Fury is probably my, he gives me the yips. I get the yips with this guy. Kind of started getting them solved a few war seasons ago when I was in SSX. I got a lot of experience with them. Fortunately, they stuck with me. And then with Lizer leading the charge the previous season, I was able to get a lot of experience, feel really good about it. The big thing here is with kinetic transference, this is actually going to help me out a little bit because I'm just going to hold block. I do not want Fury throwing his SP1. If this way I can control the amount of power he's getting a little bit more. Get him to his SP2, go ahead and punish that. You're gonna see I make a small mistake here. Wasn't really concerned about it. This is where the Horseman ability comes in even more, right? The increased ability accuracy is really helpful for Archangel, but then the bleed, immunity, and those sorts of things. I did have on a invulnerability boost in case I just needed it. You saw there, I took a little piece of the heavy, no big deal. 3 very tough defenders, Sasquatch, Immortal Abomination, and Nick Fury down. I think the longest fight was this Nick Fury one. It looked like it took about a minute, and that was 26 hits. We fortunately won that war as well, so I believe we lost the first war of the season. It was very close. It was a good matchup. We lost by, I think, 1 death. And then War 2 and War 3, we managed to pick up some wins, so I'm sure we will be well on our way to Masters, at least starting placement. We'll see when the official placements come out, the official standings come out. But I think we're well on our way to Masters. BG3 is playing particularly well. You know, Bryn, Legacy, Panda Man, Pete, Lizer. We're going to do well. We're going to do well. And so this is my defense. I did want to show this. Very proud of this defense. I'm very proud of this defense. I run 5 of 5 Mystic Dispersions just as a pretty much a default. And so I was able to place Ebony Maw, America Chavez, Dragon Man, and Sasquatch. All of 5 of 5 Mystic Dispersion. All of them are rank 3s. And then, of course, my duped, awakened Spider Ham, who I was very, very happy to place on defense. Could not be more delighted with the start of the season, the placements, and the fights that I am getting. And the fact that I'm able to actually be helpful to my BG, not a hindrance, allows me to go about my weekends, spend my time with my family, and get my work done and feel good about it, feel confident. So Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or anything like that, please do let me know. And then let me know how you enjoyed this format, how you're enjoying this format. If something really unique or special or something starts to happen, I will make individual videos for wars. Otherwise, I'm just going to stick with the format here. I'll do a week 2 highlights, week 3, week 4, hopefully for Loki we are placing in Masters. And then of course we'll do an opening rewards. Anything that I feel like can be taught or there's unique, like the Massacre, you know, if you're facing him in war or even, you know, not in war. That's why this is so helpful in questioning content, why you may not want to push him to his SB2. I'll make sure to highlight those. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I really do appreciate it. War is my absolute favorite, and I'm so glad it is back. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. I hope you either learned something, were entertained, or even better, a little bit of both. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.